We just witnessed the second highest scoring game in NBA history. And of all people to deliver that performance, it was Bam Adebayo. Let's talk about it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to the Seb Central channel with me, Sebastian Silva, bringing you a bit of an impromptu video since we just had NBA history unfold right in front of us and we gotta break it down. Before we get into it, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Big thanks to you all for all the support you showed in the last video. I'm definitely planning on doing more podcasts and collabs in the future for other sports as well, so stay tuned for that. But for now, it's time we talk about Bam. So as I'm recording this, it's now close to 1:30 in the morning. The final game of tonight's NBA slate just wrapped up between the Timberwolves and the Lakers. But let's be honest, tonight was already done, dusted, and sealed when we all bared witness to Bam Adebayo going to the free throw line for the 42nd and 43rd time to reach 83 points. The second highest scoring game in NBA history, surpassing Kobe Bryant's 81-point game against the Toronto Raptors 20 years ago, and with only Wilt Chamberlain standing ahead of him on the all-time list. But for those who want to make the claim, oh, Wilt never scored 100, it wasn't even on film. Fine. Bam had the highest scoring televised game in NBA history. Sound better? Anyways, before we delve into the manner of which these 83 points were scored and what it all really means, first thing we gotta say is congrats to Bam, man. I mean, no one could have seen this coming, let alone the man himself. No one thought on a random Tuesday night in March that he would put on one of the all-time scoring displays in the history of basketball. And regardless of whatever drawbacks you or I or people in general may have from this game, whether it be from how he scored his points, the opponent he faced, things of that nature, absolutely no one can take away what he did. He made his mark on the NBA record books forever. In more than one way as well. I mean, not only did he have the second highest scoring game, but he also set the record for the most free throws made and attempted in a single game, going 36 for 43. And that's where we'll begin some of the discourse that has come out from this game. First things first, holy free throws. Now, I imagine that's probably going to be the main topic of discussion coming off this game, and it's understandable, especially considering, NBA culture now. You look at guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all the free throw stuff that's been made about him, and just in general, high-scoring offense, a lot of free throws coming out of that, and certainly this game could be used as a microcosm of that. I mean, for some context, Bam made more free throws than every other player on the court combined, and in the fourth quarter alone, he went 14 for 16. But for a case like this, honestly, who cares? The saying goes that free throws are a part of the game, and besides the end when Bam realized that even the refs wanted to see him surpass 81 and definitely let him get away with a couple of easy calls, he was genuinely being fouled by the Wizards, who tallied 34 fouls on the night whilst not having a single player being fouled out, which I think is kind of impressive. And in the end, Bam did take advantage of the free throw opportunities that he got. He's a career 77% free throw shooter, and he made 83% of them. If that wasn't the case, then he would not have gotten this 80-point threshold. And at the end of the day, it also kind of worked both sides because the Miami Heat were also fouling the Washington Wizards as well, which I honestly love to see. I mean, they were just helping Bam getting the ball because at some point the Wizards were just throwing multiple guys at him. The only way that they could really get him the ball was get into the foul line and him getting either a miss off the rebound or getting him straight to him off the inbound. So it was great to see Miami help him out there. I mean, that has to be the ultimate amount of respect, admiration, and the camaraderie from not only your teammates, but also your coaching staff and Eric Spoelstra, which I was actually very surprised with, his case on the game, letting Bam continue to play into the fourth quarter. Because in most cases, usually when a team has a sizable enough lead to see off the fourth quarter, which Miami, I guess, didn't really have. It was a 13-point game. But when there's a case like that and a player's on a heater, they'll usually just let them sit out the quarter or maybe play the first 5 minutes just to see if they can get any more. Let's say, if they're close to 50 or 60, they'll probably let him get that, then let him sit. But in this case, you let him go for it. I mean, the best example of this occurred on December 20th, 2005, when Kobe Bryant outscored the entire Dallas Mavericks team by himself in 3 quarters. He dropped 62 points as the Lakers led 95-61, and Kobe just sat out the entire fourth quarter. And For a while, this was a huge sort of discourse thing on whether how much could Kobe have done in that fourth quarter had they allowed him to play through it. Well, Bam might have just given us a glimpse of what may have transpired, because he ended up matching Kobe with 62 points through 3 quarters. And by that point, he had already broken the franchise scoring record set by LeBron James back in 2014 when he had 61 points on the now defunct Charlotte Bobcats. That feat alone would have honestly been satisfying enough for Bam and the rest of the Miami crowd, but instead, Coach Spo let him cook. And clearly, it paid off. We all got to see history with our own eyes. If you're in the crowd of people who didn't get to see Kobe drop 81 points against the Raptors, myself included, you saw it here tonight with Bam. Now, to be honest, this was a feat that I was actually anticipating would happen for quite some time. Ever since we had that stretch of Luka, Embiid, Donovan Mitchell all registering 70-plus point games in the last couple of years, it only seemed like a matter of time as well as the right circumstances for someone to have a big run at Kobe's record. And when thinking of a list of players that could achieve that record, you think of the, relentless, high volume, 3-level scorers. Guys like Luka, who we already mentioned, even Giannis, Jokic, guys like that who can just be absolutely unstoppable and relentless throughout an entire game. And no disrespect to Bam, he doesn't really fit any of those tiers fully. He's a relentless player, but not as much on the offensive side, and he doesn't really shoot at a high volume or percentage to be a guy that can be consistent of that for a whole game or even catch fire. But as I said, tonight just so happened to be the perfect circumstances that allowed him to pull through. Now again, I understand if you are on the side of Bam's performance being tainted as far as all the free throw antics and things like that we saw at the end. And I'll admit that those last few minutes were just wild. I mean, I don't even know if I could honestly call that basketball at times. Seeing that the Wizards took over 40 minutes to figure out we should probably throw 3 to 4 guys at Bam Adebayo well after he gave them 70 points. And then they started intentionally fouling other Miami Heat players just to stop him from getting free throws, even though they were already down by 20. And it only came back to bite them because Miami would just foul them right back, get the ball right back to Bam, and the cycle goes all over again. I've even seen some people compare this to the Devin Booker game from almost a decade ago now, where he got 70 points and he had a bunch of free throws and stuff at the end. But that's kind of the other way around in the sense that the Suns were the losing team trying to give themselves and their young and something to hang your hat on, versus the Miami Heat, who are a winning team, probably a playoff team in the Eastern Conference, and they figured that they have an opportunity to let Bam potentially go at a crazy record, and they got it. And in this case, Miami and Bam pulled off a feat that could honestly have just opened the floodgates for a bunch of other players to make runs at this record if they get the chance. Again, I go back to that stretch where you had Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Joel Embiid all record 70-point games. It almost felt like they were doing it at a consistent rate. So with about a month left of this season as well as all of next year, I think there's a strong chance that we definitely see someone maybe not go past Bam, but definitely get close, if not potentially reach that 80-point threshold. But before I end things off, I just want to look at some more numbers from tonight because this was genuinely wild, some of the stuff that I saw. This is one of the wildest stats I've seen. This season high before today was 32 points. He had 31 in the first quarter, which is, by the way, one of the highest scoring quarters we've seen in recent history. So that in itself is an incredible feat, but that's just hilarious. Another one that I saw that was really interesting was that he outscored 11 NBA teams this season who failed to score more than 83 points in a game. The last one being, I think, last week when the Bucks put up 81 against the Celtics. So he's outscored multiple NBA teams this season. That's just wild. And one thing that I was able to sort of conjure up from all of this was that when you combine his field goal attempts with his free throw attempts, Bam shot the ball 86 times compared to Kobe, who shot the ball 66 times for his 81 points. And on the topic of Kobe Bryant, I also can't imagine Lakers fans are taking this feat too well. I've already seen clips come out of the Lakers game today where fans in the stadium were booing when the PA announced that Bam surpassed Kobe's record. So I can only envision what Lakers Twitter is looking like right now. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, what more is there to say about Bam Adebayo pulling off one of the most insane feats you could ever imagine on a random Tuesday night? Personally, all I could do while watching this game was just smile and laugh out of utter bewilderment at what was unfolding right in front of me. Even now, like hours after the game, I still can't believe what just happened. This does feel like one of those things that may just get swept under the rug generations from now. Unless Bam somehow becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer with multiple championships and awards to his name. Either way, I'll never forget where I was when Bam Adebayo scored 83 points on the 16-48 Washington Wizards. But yeah, just another night of NBA basketball. Crazy things happen, but this is the craziest one of all. I can't even lie. But that'll do it for this episode of Seb Central. I can't believe it's been almost a month since the first video's gone up. I'm definitely going to be more consistent, especially with what's coming up. I mean, we got the NBA season about to come to a close. March Madness is around the corner. Definitely going to do a video or videos on that. Champions League and World Cup qualifiers this month, as well as WBC, which I got DR going all the way. But yeah, it's just a quick one for today, just to get back into it, get some consistency in, and just to recognize what an incredible moment this really is. But once again, I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on Bam's game and just the circumstances around it in general. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. But until then, I'll see you in the next one on Seb Central. Take care.